So come on in, take a sip, and let's just wind down. My name is Christopher. I'm delighted that you are here to join us today for the Solve. Mein Name ist Christopher und ich freue mich sehr, Sie hier zu haben, which is the same thing, only in German. We have a little bit of solver's courage. We do call it winding down. And our wind down word of the day is pandiculation, which is, as it turns out, contagious, right? You know, if I see someone yawning and stretching, you know, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I got to yawn and stretch, right? You know, but this is really what that is all about. Set that full body stretch and yawn reflex after you've been inactive for a period, you know. Really crazy, right? You know how that is rather contagious. And I like the medical terms for these things too. You could ask my Shotzi. I mean, every single day I like to go for a walk after we've had a bite to eat. And I always say it's my postprandial ambulation time, you know. I mean, she and I are both medical professionals, and we have a fairly significant medical professional vocabulary. And so we tend to use it an awful lot, and it's just kind of funny around here. But we've got 4 exceptional birthdays to discuss here today. And I'm just amazed at all of them. We've got basically 3 war heroes for all intents and purposes. You know, not those intensive purposes, but the intents and purposes. And we've got, and out of those 4, we've got 3 war heroes. We've got 2 members of the British knighthood and 1 fabulous dame. So first, happy birthday to Admiral Grace Hopper. She was born in 1906 in New York City. I mean, not only was she a Navy admiral, considering when she was born, that must have been quite a feat. She's also a computer scientist. She's got schools at, like, you know, Ivy League, you know, departments named after her for her computer science work. The term debugging comes from this fabulous former naval officer. Next in line, a happy birthday to Captain Douglas Fairbanks Jr. Swashbuckler, right? Born in 1906, New York City, great actor, well-educated. After World War II broke out, he joins the Navy and goes off and becomes like a worldwide hero. He's got crosses, Croix de Guerre from all kinds of countries. Silver Star. I think he's got the Legion of Merit with a Valor device. I mean, just crazy stories and what he was able to do during World War II, and then go on to still be the gentleman he was, including an honorary knighthood. And that's a KBE, by the way, behind his name. I mean, he is a knight in the British Empire, of the British Empire. If he had become a British citizen, and he lived there for like 20 years, I'm surprised he didn't, he would have been Sir Douglas Captain Fairbanks. Anyway, fantastic. Next war hero out of the chute here is Lieutenant Junior Grade Kirk Douglas, born in 1916 in Amsterdam, New York. This is the father of course, Michael Douglas, but Kirk Douglas is, you know, one of the greatest actors of all time. And it turns out that he, too, took one for the team during World War II. So I think that's really the coolest thing. And lastly, for our happy birthdays, I just got to say she is one of my favorites, Dame Judi Dench. I don't know. I don't know who I loved more, her or Dame Maggie, but Judy's still around. So Dame Judi, it's just... you're one of my absolute favorites, one of my lifetime favorites. And you were born in 1934 in York, England. And I just want to say happy birthday to all of our celebrants today. What a great day to celebrate birthdays, and some fabulous names involved there too. So that said, let's go ahead and hop into our grid, and I'll see if I can get a little pandiculation going here. Kind of get ready, get my posture. I'll get a little yawn in. There we go. Hopefully this crossword won't be a yawn. Well, it won't be if I keep this up. Okay, so we have a Kate Hawkins construction today, edited by Will Shorts. Okay, Kate Hawkins, let's see what we've gotten here today. I'm looking forward to your grid. I always typically do. So, goes on to say... I don't like having to leave them alone. I'm going to say ads. Ads. It goes on to say ads. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Computing pioneer Lovelace. It's not exactly Grace Hopper, Admiral, one each, but we'll go with Ada Lovelace, of course. I bet those two had stories about each other. We're being honest about it. Termites for an aardwolf. Okay, I'm serious. I blush to say I don't know what an aardwolf is. I've heard of an aardvark. An anteater, right? But an aardwolf, no idea. But I'm assuming termites will be part of the diet, and we can go and check that. Like, why not? But still, I've got a D and 3 more letters. Maybe it likes to eat them. Argue. I don't know. Discuss. I have no idea. Neutralized as an explosive situation. This could be diffusing. And we probably want to put it in the past tense. Launch, maybe a start. Let's see what we got. Unadulterated. Pure. Okay. And judging from the information available to me, so maybe an as far as, and we've got room for an I can tell. Do we put that in there? And yeah, why not? As far as I can tell. And so instead of a discussion, which is also arguments, I think sometimes we think of arguments as, yelling and cussing at one another over something stupid, but an argument is just, this is my position, and then you give me your position. You've made your argument, I'm making mine, right? So, but I guess we're talking about dispute, maybe. These are merely my spur of the moment suggestions. So I'm assuming this is just something. So poke could be a jab, and gobbled up could be 8. A curse could be to be damn. All right, and by Jove, that's it. Aha! I say, Lyle. I think we got it, that boy. So, cover letter accompaniment could be a resume. Abu Dhabi's country for short. Been there. Only spent a week, but man, I enjoyed my time there. It was very hot, though. It was very hot. Extremely hot, but very beautiful. Music app named for a figure in Greek myth, and I'm assuming we're talking about Pandora and her jar, because I don't believe it was actually a box. I think it's Pandora's jar. It's been 30 years since undergraduate, but if you count them in decades, four decades, so I might have misremembered the jar versus the box, but I feel like it's Pandora's jar or urn or something like that, right? So swim, bike, run, race for short. I've done so many of these, and I do not ever care to do one again. Historical could be old. Get that out, Christopher. You can do it. You can do it. You know you can. Malfunctions in the Matrix, and I know enough about the show through the crossword and other memery to know these are glitches. At least that's my guess. Pre-digital TV screen tech, and I think we're talking CRT. Okay, I think I've gone down rabbit hole enough here. Smooths out could be irons. Now I feel better about these down here, but we've got to get up here and see if, as far as I can tell, is correct. San Diego baseballer could be a Padre. Org in charge of school fundraisers could be the PTA. Cup-shaped flower would be something you want to tiptoe in, the tulips. One might ask, fair dinkum. And I'll say that, of course. All right, mate. San Francisco to Santa Cruz direction. I'm going to assume that's southeast. San Francisco to Santa Cruz. Yeah, I think that's southeast, south by southeast. And why do I do that horrible fake Cockney accent every time I say anything blank by blank blank as far as directionals are concerned? I don't know. It reminds me of every seafaring adventure movie made by an English cast, you know. South by southwest, sir. Aye, sir. North by northeast, sir. That's kind of where I get that. I don't know. Like some minor celebrities, I'm a D-list. I guess I'm a Z-lister. Asahi Super Dry or Kirin Lager. And I think these are rice beers. 33 down across the Atlantic. 33 down across the Atlantic. Okay. And verdant privacy features or a punny description of the 4 longest answers in this puzzle, as far as I can tell. I don't know, but it looks like it. Features could be hedgerows. So maybe that's a clue for us. Obviously, it's a giveaway. Web portal launched with Windows 95 would be MSN. And real quick, just to feel better. Sound of a sad trombone. We'll go with wah wah and see if that lines up. Sound from someone sitting down at the end of a long day. Could be an I think that's 2 A's and an H. Pigmented rings. That O blank A. Maybe areola. We're going to go with areolae or areolas. I don't know. We'll leave it alone. Okay, so I think we got Z and Z. I've really kind of taken to saying Z more and more these days because of all of my time here in Germany. It's here at Z, right? You know, and so Z, Z, and Z. I don't know. Kind of liking the Z better, you know. Notable time period might be an era. Maybe. Mardi Gras City, New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh, NOLA. So these are merely my spur of the moment suggestions. Maybe just spitballing. Just spitballing here. Yeah. Propellers of a shell could be oars. And so a bit in around of he loves me not. Oh, it could be a pedal. Give off could be to emit. Yeah, a little bit more on the challenging side today for a Tuesday, but in all in order. I mean, it's just a fun grid, right? This is a fun thing. So, livens up. I don't think we've seen Peps in a while. The Seattle Cards, light lager, comes from a city in the Czech Republic about maybe 45 minutes from here called Pilsen, and that's where Pilsner was born. I've been there. I don't even drink beer, and I had to go. I had to do the Hodge. It was cool. Professor Blank, title for some retirees, maybe Emerita. Oh, Mary. Hit Broadway farce about Ms. Lincoln. And yeah, no, I understand. But other than all of that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? That's what we want to know. How was the play? Gossip and slang could be T. Part of LGBTQ plus would be gay. Very nice. All right. Yeah, getting it right in here. We're getting good here. So, got a good reaction as a joke. Maybe it landed. There's nothing that feels better. Nothing that feels better. How stupid of me. Oh. Game with skip and reverse cards. Because we talked about Uno. I remember playing it once or twice as a kid. I wouldn't even know the first thing about the game, though. Give for safe keeping. Perhaps to entrust. Some PhD students. I'm going to assume we're talking about TAs. My first thought was MAs, but then I thought, no, because a lot of them they're lecturing to pay through school. Built to last could be durable. Now we got to do a good checking here. Pair in a water polo pool. I'm assuming we're talking nets. Frozen character sings Let It Go. Elsa. Not close by, could be afar. What? It's a first in a long time. I mean, we've had auger and we've had a jar, but afar. Oh, it's nice. On a regular basis could be often. Feel free to dismiss this idea, however, it's just a thought, I don't know. Here's my 2 cents, which might not amount to much. So maybe a For What It's Worth. And also a great song by the Buffalo Springfield. For What It's Worth. Something happening here. It's just a great song, right? It's one of those things, like takes my mother back to her hippie days. And it takes me back to, well, just listening to good music days, right? Any day of the week. So it's kind of great. Bring into harmony could be to attune. So I think we got a G here. One of the 4 fundamental states of matter. Okay, so we've got gas. And to go, solids and liquids and all that. So, burrows. Oh, burros, asses. Got it. Temporary tattoo dye, henna. When I used to go on, when me and my troopers used to go on these long foot patrols through various Iraqi villages and whatnot, we were always impressed with the little ones, the little kids running around, and they had henna and little. They weren't quite Q-tips, but they resembled a Q-tip, and they would really do elaborate designs on each other's hands and arms, stuff like that. It was really quite beautiful. I've got pictures somewhere, and where I don't know. J to the J-Lo, J to the L-O, got it, and Eddie and a very long engagement. Don't get me to lying about it. Singer, actress, lady, going with the Gaga, and many an animated meme loop is a GIF. A GIF. A GIF. GIF is a peanut butter. GIF is the file. Take it from a guy that's been working with them since he was a young art director. When computers first started becoming a thing in advertising, marketing, and public relations design. So it's a GIF. Just think about that. Otherwise, you're talking peanut butter. Okay. Just my thought. Equal prefix, maybe ISO. Silverback for one. Gorilla. Or one of my soldiers, we called him a silverback all the time. His name was Greg. And he was huge. He was huge. He still is a huge dude. To date. Oh, I don't know. What do you think? As of now, as of yet, I have no idea. Feel free to dismiss this idea. However, okay, how about only a thought, but only a thought, but is this Eddie and Thea? I honestly don't remember. It seems vaguely familiar. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. That's true. Okay, so I guess we got Eddie and Thea. Okay. With a wink could be Riley. Gosh, that could have been Slyly too, couldn't it? Let's see. Survey could be a poll. So we got as of now, and influence could be sway, special ops. How did we do, Bob? All right. You can't beat that. Okay, again. Just an impressive puzzle. It was a beautifully constructed Tuesday. Nothing in here was inelegant whatsoever. It was a fun little grid. It had a nice little gate to it. Slightly challenging, right? Which is where you want it to kind of fall on that Tuesday thing. And on the whole, I mean, just really wonderful. I love the ZZ intersection there. It's fantastic. Thank you for the memories from the Buffalo Springfield and for what it's worth. And I love the fact that we've had 2 early week puzzles that both had themes right? That's so rare. So I think it's just awesomeness. Well done, Kate Hawkins. Well done. Brava. Let's bring down our Benny Dad do, and we'll call it a day. It's no longer Solver's Courage. It's now Spoils, right? It's like a little victory sip. So, until we see you tomorrow, keep in mind we will be out of pocket Friday or Thursday and Friday, maybe Saturday. I don't know where I'm going to fall into what computer or how, but hopefully we can get Crosswordland to cover down on us. But I'll be posting stuff as we go. We make our way across the Atlantic and keeping everybody informed and whatnot. And I look forward to hearing from you. And so, but we're heading back to Texas for about 2.5 weeks. And then be coming back here to Germany after that. So until we see you tomorrow for our Hump Day Grid, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, que tengas un lindo días, masalamati, annyeonghaseyo, and to all of our friends in Vietnam. And there's a lot of you, and I love that. Hen lap guy, be well out there. Remember, those foreign accents that you come across all the time, you know, those are coming out of the mouths of very brave people. So that's something to remember and to respect. Just be nice to strangers and treat guests as they should be treated. And we will see you on the morrow. Until then, be well out there. Take care of yourselves. Cheers.